getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius yet again. You know, now it's your time, J. Cole. So when I blew the whistle, see, now it's your time. You feel me? Venus is now in Taurus, you know, so now is for the time for us to like appreciate how to change our mind. Uranus is there. You know, Uranus is in Taurus now. Now it's time for that. Now it's time for us to appreciate and make sense of love and reciprocation and stuff like this, and why are we doing this to each other, and why we can't be all just peaceful and calm. Now it's time for that. See, that's why you got to have an astrologer. You know what I'm saying? Or you just got to be in tune with the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's just different ways you can do it. Astrology is one tool, you know, but essentially one of the most efficient ones to kind of understand the mindset. Now is your time. Venus is Taurus, so now we can make sense of, you know, what we all need. And not what we all need is a little bit of love. Okay, you know, we all need to be making sense of what we love. Whenever we got Venus in Taurus, Venus is home in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus. So is the ruling planet. So anytime, whenever a planet is the ruler of the sign, it's most comfortable of its energy being done in that way. So we're going to be most comfortable with showing love for things that make sense. Taurus, the fixed earth energy, being fixated on our own way of thinking and being practical. You know what I'm saying? So we fixated on making our thoughts, you know what I'm saying, in a practice. So basically making something stable, making something secure, making something safe. You know what I'm saying? Now, so look, this is why. You know what I'm saying? Now you can apply them energies. You know what I'm saying? When Venus was in Aries, niggas didn't want to hear that shit, Cole. They didn't want to hear that shit. They didn't want to hear that weak shit no more. They didn't want to hear that shit. They didn't want to hear you was backing out. You know what I'm saying? And why we doing this? It was too much shit going on in Aries. So that's what Venus teach you. Venus teach you about balance and stuff like that. Aries is passion. Venus in Aries is gonna make you get up and go and get it. You know what I'm saying? Go and get your power. Go and get your respect. Relate your motherfucking power. You know, Venus in Taurus is gonna make it sense. Make it make sense. Is this something to do? Is this something worth growing? You know what I'm saying? So now it's your time. You know what I'm saying? So watch. They take from me. Go steal, put out a record. This is both Kendrick and J. Cole on why that shit whack and why we should be looking at deeper issues now. Do that now. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have the right deeper issues. You can't talk about what they're talking about, like colorism and stuff like that. And who light skinned and who not. That turned off the whole beat. The beef whack now. It's like the two kids. It's like us seeing two dudes in school that we know that's popular and shit, and we see them fight, and we like, yeah, we finally got to see it and shit like that. And then they're like, oh, we gonna fight again tomorrow and shit like that. If nobody beat each other ass, everybody got a fair square off and shit like that, couple jabs. Okay, cool. We don't want to see that shit tomorrow and shit. We got bills to pay and stuff. You know what I'm saying? People in America are still trying to get certain things done. That shit, we ain't got time to be paying attention to that shit. Only niggas winning in that is Lucy and Grange. You know what I'm saying? So don't let him put y'all in, because he a Pisces too, so don't let him put y'all in a delusion like we should be excited to live in America, waking up, listening for a new Kendrick Lamar and Drake diss or something like that. Don't let Lucy and Grange do that. He owned that record label. Don't let him do that to y'all. Nobody want to hit it, like, you know what I'm saying? So now we got to make sense of it. Okay, who is the money going to? Okay, if we is going in here and really almost risk our family and our lives and shit like that, okay, You know what I'm saying? Who are you doing this for? So now you could do that, J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? And Uranus is in Taurus too, so just go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? I know your camp and them be watching me anyway. So I know too many of y'all. But now is the time. You know what I'm saying? So now you can come with the Aquarius humanitarian energy. The moon was just came from Aquarius too. So now it's in, you know, Pisces and shit like that. So we try to get out of our, like, what is we believe in and stuff like that. And when we look up, you know what I'm saying, it's always some dude in some Cole Haans and some Warby Parker glasses owning a building, and when they family come out, all of them look good and stuff. You know, and they ain't got to fight to beef or put their family harm in danger or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They get to own multiple boxing arenas and stuff, that type of stuff. They ain't got to fight. So that they the ones that's really like that. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we got to keep in mind too, as well. You know, it's your time now though. You know, Cole, now you can come with, you know, because there's some things we got to discuss. There's some things we got to discuss. Okay? There's some things we got to discuss. Now, you couldn't do that when the shit was in Aries. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't relate and make sense now. So that's why people going to be like, oh, now J. Cole sound like the smartest and thing. Of course, Venus in Taurus now. You know what I'm saying? But think about this. What if you would have did that? What if you would have did that now instead of when you did it? You would have had that disc record out for a little minute, right? And then let's say you would have did that shit now when Venus actually went into Taurus. Kendrick would have dropped his disc. You would have had your disc, right? And at that point, you could have won just in both of them at this point, or changing your mind now after that, like, you know what I'm saying? Basically dissing they labels and shit like that. But you got Lucian Grange on your shit too. So, you know, too bad, so sad. But your shit would have been better coming out now. Trust me, your shit would have been 10 times better coming out now. It would have been 10 times better. You would have been like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Or changing your mind now. Like, after all of y'all done dropped your disc, that would have killed them, bro. That would have killed them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know these seasons and stuff. You gotta know these transits. But yeah, so now everybody over it. You know what I'm saying? You know, Venus and Taurus, so everybody thinking about, you know, real things that's dealing with Earth. You know, so that's stability. That's practicality. That's having something real, or that's reality in some way, shape, or form, and actually growing something. And we can have fun in our little, you know, particular space that we like to be in. But when we look outside and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, and we see how things are running, we see that things could be much better if we applying ourselves to it in some way, shape, or form. And we don't own no plane lines or no, you know, museums or nothing like that. So it's like, what is we doing for real? So now, like I was saying, now it's starting to make sense. You know, now it's starting to make sense. And J. Cole, don't be stealing my talking points too, and not coming out acting like you a genius and stuff like that. Nah. You know, talking about we always knew it was gonna make sense. Nah. You stealing. You know. But you know, when the stars align, that's what it is, and you can't fret on it in no way. That's what everybody gonna kind of be experiencing and going through. You know, with the shit. That's what everybody gonna be dealing with. Yes, sir. So, yeah. So Venus and Taurus. So we're gonna be making sense of our values of the things that we indulge in right now, or the things that we take pleasure in. So that's going through evaluation based upon Taurus, the constellation of Taurus, ruling values, and that body of water, Venus, is in that space where it came from or originated from, in its home. You know what I'm saying? So with it being in that space, everybody love matters gonna be predicated on how they can make it, of making it safe, of making it about money, of making it about stability. So y'all relationship may become about that. Just watch out for the manipulation part of it, because that can be a part of it too, where somebody can use that energy against you, where your ability to make it safe or try to make it safe, and that's what you naturally want to do and stuff like that. But you give too much where you ain't got nothing for yourself and stuff, and that's where you can get too manipulated and making it something safe for yourself. For others, making something too safe for others and stuff like that, and forget your whole worldview. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn it, you are natural too. So you didn't came up through a motherfucking, you in the survival of the fittest too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta survive too. You gotta go through nature too. You got natures too. That's what you always remind the motherfucking spirit. You got natures too. Shit, that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as you in the body, you got nature too. You can do something they trying to do or get away with just as much as them and shit like that. Now you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to motherfucking have to show a spirit your motherfucking authority or your hand all the time like that. You don't want to do that. But that sometimes you might have to, depending on how much of that spirit trying to take advantage of you. And shit. And so all the way down to these rappers in this game. You know what I'm saying? All these rappers rapping for these labels, y'all ain't found a way to band together in a real way where y'all won't be happy to, y'all doing it a little bit, you know what I'm saying, kind of with the public license and stuff like that. The licensing of the shit, but like y'all really need more of, more ideas, because like it always end up to every. I'm back. Yeah, my bad. Respectfully, it comes to like y'all respectfully. What the fuck am I saying respectfully for? But y'all using the culture for y'all benefit, and these is real people with real feelings. So if it's real people with real feelings, you know what I'm saying, the culture is to be crafted. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if we looking at somebody with passion, saying that they're the best or something like that, then we want to test what you can do skillfully or how much money you can make them. You know what I'm saying? We want to see your mind. We want to see, what world you can build for children minds and, that type of shit. Like I said, now it's your time, J. Cole. Now it's your time. Venus is in Taurus. Like, what values do you actually value? You know what I'm saying? See, you should have just waited. That's why if y'all need an astrologer, hit me. You know what I'm saying? You should have waited a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless, Even if you come out now and say, oh, that's what I said, you know what I'm saying? You still got the manifestation of you acting, trying to balance, trying to make what we relating on safe in a time where it wasn't good to do that. AKA when Venus was in Aries before it just entered Taurus. You know what I'm saying? So you still got to deal with the manifestations of the people that's not so much into astrology or so much into some concept of how to look at their mind and what they're going through, like all these podcaster men that ain't into shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you still got to deal with the manifestations of them. If you would have did that apology or tried to change your mind when Venus is in Taurus, okay, now it would feel more authentic and stuff like that. So, you know, you didn't know. So yeah, you didn't know that Venus was going into Taurus. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know that. You didn't know it was going into Taurus next. You know what I'm saying? And it's a season for everything. And I think it say that in the Bible too. You know what I'm saying? It's seasons. So now you still got to deal with all the lame older dudes that's in the rap community that think they somebody telling you that you trash for doing nothing. No, it was just you missed the beat. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do that when Venus was in Taurus. You know what I'm saying? Where now we trying to make what we relating on a little bit more safe and make more sense and make sure it's valuable enough and growing longevity and healthy. And that's the type of shit we want to see in Venus and Taurus. Not when Venus was in Aries. Venus in Aries, you know what I'm saying? We was more so in a relationship with power at the moment. Oh, who gonna explode? Who gonna show us the most light show? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna show the best aggression? Who gonna show the best power? You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the energy we was in when Venus was in Aries. That's the relationship we wanted to indulge in. We not in that energy no more. We in the energy where you actually could have apologized and it makes sense now. So because you're not into astrology, you know what I'm saying, you still got to deal with them people that's, you know, throwing dirt on your name. Unless you explain it in my way, you know what I'm saying, but you would need me to do that. So if you do need me to do that, you know what I'm saying, I got good raps too. You heard? But yeah, Venus is in Taurus. So, you know, that's all we going to be about now. You know, our relationship matters, our love matters, our money matters, just making stuff safe, stable, and secure and stuff like that. And trying to make it the right amount of safe, you know what I'm saying? Because your value is something you appreciate. Now, appreciation in general add density, it add weight, you know what I'm saying, esoterically speaking, you know what I'm saying? Because you're fusing with another energy, you know what I'm saying, or another space. So it's an evaluation going on between y'all energies, and when two energies come together, they make another. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, this the psyop though, based upon that and J. Cole being in that energy in the wrong time, you may feel like if you got Aquarius placement specifically, or you just a person that, you know, maybe cling to or deal with that energy a little bit, you know what I'm saying, you may feel it's wrong to be in the nature that J. Cole was in now when it's actually the right time now to be in that. You know what I'm saying? Now to be, okay, we don't want beef. Okay, we want to make sense of shit. You know what I'm saying? Now that's the energy. You know? And then Uranus is the co-ruler of Aquarius, and it's in Taurus as well. Also there with Jupiter and the Sun. So a lot of things is going to be predicated on, you know what I'm saying, the Taurus energy. Grounded, making sense, and shit like that. And there's a lot to be grounded of. There's a lot to be made sense out of. There's a lot to be, you know, made safe for the sustainability of whatever house you got it in. You know what I'm saying? So if you got Taurus in your first house, that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, your personal life. You know what I'm saying? Your passions, your motivations, your desires. You know what I'm saying? Or stabilizing your personal, you know, creative goals. You know, If you got it in your second house, it's gonna be, the things you value. It's gonna be, if you got it in your third house, it's gonna be your surroundings, your mindset, your logic, how you think. If it's gonna be your fourth house, it's gonna be, your private natures, your family, your home, your comfortability. If it's gonna be your fifth house, it's gonna be, your children, where you have fun and enjoy yourself. Your ability to all of that. So now we can look at that energy. Sixth house, work, schedule, your routine. Seventh house, your relationship or your relatability style. Eighth house, that's, eighth house is your long-term goals. The things that you try to transform or transformations in general. Ninth house, that's your experiences, your meanings and reasons, how you traveling, your travel situations. 10th house is Capricorn, that's your stability, your structure, your discipline. 11th house, that's your association, your networks. 12th house, that's your dreams, your fantasies, imaginations. So now is the time to make it make sense. So now we can ask ourselves, what the fuck is we entertaining a beef for? Or what the fuck is we beefing? You know what I'm saying? For if it ain't in the right aspect of growing the right tree right now, or the right seed, that can be actually fruitful if we all put our minds together. If we all put our minds together, what kind of tree, because we know we already getting used for somebody else's tree, somebody else's way to grow things, right? But how can we take advantage? How can we pull out and be like, nah, if y'all want us to keep going and stuff like that, it got to be like this. It got to have these energies behind it. It got to have this teaching behind it. It got to have this astrology message behind it. And we looking like we teaching something too. We looking like, no, we conducting fun shit, but we looking like we teaching and we can move on to the next. When it's time to move on to the next and shit like that. I learned that in school. When the popular dudes fight and shit like that, that's the energy at the time. About a week go past and shit like that. All right, man, we on to some other shit, bro. I'm trying to get fresh before I could, be good in the summer so I can have some money so I could fly out to the beach and get my girl white toes and fuck her real good and something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and be excited about this business and this creation I got going on and how we finna, infiltrate and make our situation bigger. That's the type of stuff that I be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Now in high school, maybe just more so the fresh thing and the fucking real good part, but that's beside the point. What we're doing, is we got to be able to teach too. Like, we can't just be on the side of just getting used and stuff like that for, people like Yushi and Grange and shit like that and them type of spheres to grow what they got growing and stuff like that. And then we got to argue in the culture about, who race whiter and stuff like that. And, shit that don't matter nothing about. When it could be shit like, how we can be making more sense out of, these, what's going on behind the scenes and shit too, and why we arguing over the first place, because it's a limited space where only certain people can make millionaires. Do you know how many motherfuckers is millionaires in the world that don't rap and stuff? And they didn't constructed their society for they can get nice salaries and stuff like that. And everybody can feel like something to the point where we only feel like that shit because they give y'all a scarcity mindset. You know what I'm saying? about what you can be, what you can do, or what you can construct, and shit like that. You know, we only care about, they giving y'all a scarcity mindset. So, yeah, we gotta learn how to be able to teach it too. You know what I'm saying? Teach the world who the culture is, who we are, and shit like that. And if we just people that's just gonna crash out at the end, okay, now we gotta psych them up too. Yeah, make y'all think y'all getting a good rap beef and be like, man, drop this for us type shit. You know what I'm saying? Drop this much more if you want more and stuff like that. And that type shit. Y'all be beefing over the same hoes and shit like that. Do you know how many females in the world? So it's just, you gotta get in different mindsets about shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and do you know how many females would be more open to, let me just say, like, graceful spaces? You know what I'm saying? If they knew the men that they were around were like more about some shit, like leadership type shit that can really, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think y'all know what type of world it would be. Like, you know how many females would be like different? Like, you probably wouldn't even like want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it get deep like that. You probably wouldn't even want to fuck around with shorty because like her mind would be too raw. You know what I'm saying? Just having the right ideas and stuff, our brain. So, yeah, J. Cole. And now it's your time. So now we want to ride the bike through New York and stuff and be like, man, that shit was stupid, man. Well, it wasn't necessarily stupid. You know what I'm saying? We enjoyed the battle. We was entertained and stuff like that. But now, when we look esoterically about what that can grow into, like we hop out of this body and we go into our esoteric, we see it only growing to some type of situation of somebody having to crash out on somebody, because it's all about who can test somebody's authority. So, you know what I'm saying? We saw that movie play out, so we don't want to, we saw that movie play out before. We know where that movie, Tupac, Biggie, and all that, we know where that movie ends. So now we can start, we can see what's growing. The sun is in Taurus, you know what I'm saying? Because Taurus represents growth, sun represents seeing. So we can see what's growing, or we can see it, or we know we have the ability to grow something. You know what I'm saying? We also can have a little bit knowledge of experience of that. Jupiter's there. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the motherfucking Venus there. So now we can kind of see the value of that growth as well. And is that something to actually grow and stuff like that? And Uranus there. So now we got to change up and switch our mind to protect, our individuality. And so we could still be unique and original and keep what we done unique and original. You know what I'm saying? Because every spirit got the ability to change. But, it's also about, see it, like I said, you seeing what that tree growing into, and that tree ain't fruitful for real. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all niggas know families own these buildings and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, it ain't really about what y'all make it about. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit broader. It's a little bit broader. You know, but that's what we here for. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm here for it. Ceito kills. Zeus getting you in the shape and form for the age of Aquarius. All right. So yeah, Venus is in Taurus. So you know, it's gonna be in there for a little minute. And now you're supposed to give appreciation or love or reciprocation, you know, for what you actually value, what your actual values is, and shit like that. And yeah, we don't value. Let's get straight what we don't value. We don't value clown shit. We don't value clown shit, motherfucker. When I wake up, you know what I'm saying, it's people handling business. And it's people, you know what I'm saying, getting out here and running like record labels where they ain't got to do shit. But, you know, you could be Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? You got to blow up through, you know, going through Blood times, Compton times, but you get to make them rich. You know, and so that makes me know, let me know that it's people with certain different values. You know what I'm saying? That in your limited world might not look valuable, but when you step your ass monkey ass outside and have to clock your ass in, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna see how much that value when you get about 49 and your retirement check looking skimp. You get what I'm saying? While they just made money off your whole culture, shaped your whole culture, shaped how the kids should think, and then finna package y'all up for next year. And then gonna package y'all next generation up so they can think the same and stuff. So you ain't never thinking about how to own the company. You just thinking about how to be Tupac. You know? So it get weird. But yeah, so you know, now is the time. Now's the time, J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? Now's the time. This K-Dot and Kendrick Lamar, and tell them they all making money for the corporation, and how y'all need to get out of that system in general and shit like that, and start doing shit that way and shit like that. And don't make it weak, or I'ma treat your ass. Get your ass again.